Here we are again, as you see, 17 hours, 1 minute. Where did I start earlier? I did do it right? I feel like I'm running low on brain food. I didn't eat breakfast yet, so I might do this clip here and then go get some food so I can get my brain thinking again. I've decided, after not knowing what the heck I'm gonna do, I usually look at so I'm making some modular armor, which I'm wearing, and I'm made a robo port for myself. I'm currently, let me just not run into things first. Screep. Way down over where I'm doing my oil. I just set up a small. I just made couple flying robot frames here, so I'm gonna have 10 of those, so I can make myself 10 logistics robots, so that my personal roboport here will be able to hold those 10. Just 5 portable solar panels right now. It's probably not the right amount to charge up, but I have a ton of battery. I made 10 of them. That way I can convert them all when I get the materials to make one of these. Just one personal battery, which maybe I'll just try and grab a couple low density structures and do that and just fill this up with more portable solar panels. That's probably going to be better because that'll charge faster. And yeah, so over here I'm going to do, I decided that maybe this setup here to pick up the iron ore and take it all over to my main base to just refill the line for smelting. Might as well just skip out the smelting part. I should just do smelting up here is what I'm deciding. I'll just smelt just 2 lines of iron. Maybe next to it I'll do 2 lines of steel. Because what I was going through in my head is that if I'm going to be making my engines and my electric engines somewhere to make my sciences here, my utility sciences pack, that means I'm going to need steel on top of iron to make these electric engines. So I'll make steel and I'll make regular iron, and then I will maybe just pipe in some heavy oil, or I'll bring it in through the train and bring in, let me see here, I'm losing my train of thought again. Brain food. So I'll make the electric engines right here with the iron and the steel that I need. Then I will use those to make regular engines with lubricant and circuits, which I can steal from over, oh my, wrong buttons. I can steal some of the electric circuits from over here, since I'm making plenty of those, whether I just do a short train that just swoops over and back and fills up enough to make things work over here. And afterwards, after I make enough electric engines, that'll be, I don't remember why I'm making electric engines. Oh, to make flying robot frames. Woohoo! Yeah! So I'll be able to make the flying robot frames, which will just help me right now. I'll be able to get maybe some logistics robots working for some of my outposts here, or some logistics robots for just the end of my science line from my main base. Every time I make, this was the original base I made, and it starts out pretty, but then I run out of room near the end because I start forgetting some of the materials I'm going to continue to need. I always think I'll be able to get away with making just my blue sciences. I always forget that the black I'll need to make too, just personally. And then I start getting cluttered and jammed in. So right now I'm making some cliff explosives here. That way I can clear out all these cliffs in here to just make this as my smelting area. And once I'm done with electric robot circuits and things like that, I can just set up a small train station underneath here to just pick up the iron and pick up the steel and take it to wherever I decide I want to lay out a main bus line somewhere to start really hunkering down and fortifying myself a new base, which could possibly be right here. Because I can take that iron and bring it down, but it seems pretty open right here. As far as I can see a couple cliffs on the top here, but I'll have some water off to the right. I think I'll be pretty okay on research at this point, that I'll be able to just lay down a bunch of laser turrets to keep myself going in. But it seems pretty open where there's no trees, there's no cliffs. It won't be a lot of things to rip up. Making these electric engines and these logistic robots by hand is going to help me set up this faster, because then I have all the materials on me, so I can just blueprint it down and let them fill it in with me as I go through. I don't know if I said it already, but I usually tend to try and skip right to Power Armor Mark 1, and then I think about it. I'm like, well, why don't I just skip to Power Armor Mark 2 and skip all of that? But having modular armor early with just a roboport and some batteries is going to make life so much easier. And it's the same thing I talked about earlier in my game about like this brick path. Like, you don't notice how much time you save running back and forth on a brick path because it's not something you really see in numbers or on the sheets anywhere. Same thing with a roboport early. it's going to help me a lot just getting some of this early things done. And I'm not worried about the modular armor having the actual armor part of it, because if you've noticed too, until this point I haven't used any armor at all. I've just been running around just naked. So that's going to help a lot. Maybe I'll be able to squeeze an exoskeleton in there if I decide I want to. And then I'll just get to Power Armor Mark 1 soon. And I'm making, also in my main base here, just some processing units just by the weird lay of the land here, just to have a box full of them that I can use for some personal crafting, like Roboport things and exoskeletons and some of these personal batteries and things like that. So to summarize, sorry again, my brain is out of energy. I am completely busted up. I can't even make words, guys. Turn this into just a smelting for iron and steel for now, to make some electric engines to get myself just in a good spot, and maybe just make some things over here. But once I decide I want to retire making the electric engines over here, I can just use this as a smelting facility of sorts to fuel my main base, which might go up here. So I think that's where I'm at. And we'll see how this develops over time. Again, I'm probably going to go grab some food here, so if you're checking out the stream, I'll be back soon. And if not, I will check up with y'all in an hour. So thanks for hanging and thanks for watching it. If you like it, stop by and let me know if you want to see something different, or if I totally fail-boated on something that I didn't notice. You feel free to let me know. Peace. See you in an hour. Here we are again, made it to hour 18:28, and I just ran into a cliff. I am working with, well, let's drive and talk here. I got my modular armor on, which you cannot see because I'm in the tank right now, but I did get my construction robots, which have been helping me build some of this stuff for the iron outpost. Let's not run into things. I have my iron smelting and steel smelting going on over there. Screep. Where are we at? Let me grab a couple more belts. I'm out of belts just as I'm setting things up. As always, why would things be easy, eh? But that's alright. And vroom vroom. There we go. So, I will drive us over there, and I will give you a looky. I'll let it coast a little bit. So I've got my iron here, my steel here, bringing all 4 of these belts over. The 2 on the edges, I just snake back into the butt end of these things. I'm not really worried if it's going to be too efficient about using all of the lines equally, but, like, you know, say that the outside ones run out, and then, like, these middle 2 belts are the only ones working. I'm not, like, too worried about that. I'll just go over and fix it when the time comes. I feel like I spend a lot of my early game, like, I feel like I'm constantly in a setup stage, which is probably what Factorio is all about. Let's see if I can snake this. Scrape! Nope. Close. That's, like, probably what Factorio all about anyway, is about constantly going around and setting up bottlenecks and stuff, or fixing bottlenecks, but I've been trying the last few games I've been playing to not worry too much if it isn't perfect or yet or anything like that, because, you know, when you start getting to those, like, 100-hour games and stuff, that's when you can start really looking at your bases and going, I need to start worrying about getting the efficiency down and stuff. But right now, while I'm just worried about getting my sciences down and getting all my packs going and, like, get all my research moving, I'm not overly not overly worried about getting everything to the perfect ratios and everything like that, because I got time. You know what I mean? Right now, my biggest problem isn't that this iron is not the most efficient perfect ratio ever, because, you know, like, nothing is right now. Nothing's the perfect ratio. It's enough that I'm making enough that everything is moving at a fluid pace and nothing is extremely backed up. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm waiting. The only thing that's really backing me up is probably my lack of oil, which has still been a big issue for a while. But that's okay, because we're going to make that happen. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to head on over to the undump portion of things here, which I don't know why. I would expect that this iron resource to all be used up by now, but maybe because maybe I'm just not researching, or I'm not using something I must have been doing must have filled up, like train tracks, or I've filled up on solar panels, or explosives, or that I'm not using all my iron anymore, which is totally fine. What I do need to do is go over here, though, and before it finishes using the other stuff, I just need to make sure that I'm not flooding my iron line with, there we go, not unloading and throwing all this iron into the iron ore. You know what I mean? Because if I were to fill all this where the ore is, then my iron belt over here, which is making iron, would then all of a sudden start making steel, and then the whole system would be awry. So right now, though, I think we're in a good place. I've got my iron and my steel worked out where I can start working on who knows where I want to belt things. Again, maybe I'll just I could probably actually set up a real train thing. A real train setup here to have this go collect fuel as it needs it, or bring fuel to all my stations, and start setting up an actual spot to do research or to do a mega. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to do like a mega base or if I want to do towns. I've been very into town style lately with all these trains and things like that, as opposed to just bringing back massive patches of resource back to a main base. So not quite sure which way I want to go. It seems to be developing into a town style of things, but that's just because the early base. This is my base making base. This is my. So maybe I'll have a science base somewhere that just makes science things, and I'll have a tertiary base somewhere that'll just do all my utility stuff. So I'll have my base making stuff, my science making stuff. But for now, it's probably going to be bring some oil up here. I'll probably rework this out to be a proper coal mining setup, and then I will not officially, but I will have then 2 irons being pulled up, a copper being pulled up, a coal being pulled up. The only thing I won't be pulling off the ground is uranium and stone yet. But I think working on getting these rail systems all interconnected so that they all can do things. Ooh. Keep going down, please. That's a big biter. So we're a big spitter. We've evolved into big spitters. Let's watch this attack before I say goodbye to you. Because those big spitters are going to be rough. My power is going to be rough. Well, I mean, nothing undoable. Cool. So, yeah, who knows where I'm going to end up in an hour? Who knows where I'm going to end up with my base? Thanks for sticking in there and watching with it, and checking on Twitch if you want to see it develop live. Thank you very much. Peace. Hi, welcome back, everybody, to hour 19. I am trying and failing to set up my train station here the right way for everything I will need to make high-tech science packs. That is what I am on to at the moment. Let me clean this rail up a little, and I will show you what I mean. So over here I've got my setup for, as you can see, everything I'm going to need that I can think I need. Petroleum, heavy oil, and water. I think the petroleum I'll use that to make my sulfuric acid, as well as plastic to make the advanced circuits if I want to make them here, or can't remember exactly what I needed them for. Let's just go through this step by step. Low density structures need plastic, so I got the low density structures there. I got the heavy oil to make the lubricant, to make the flying robot frames, and the water to make the petroleum, the sulfur to make the sulfuric acid. And then the plastic out of the petroleum and the sulfuric acid to make the advanced circuits. Have the iron to make the gears and the pipes and all that for the engines, and the steel for that. Green circuits and red circuits, and then raw copper is needed to make low density. Need a lot of raw copper. Coal I have here, but I noticed as I made this track come all the way up that I got a big patch of coal here. So probably just going to belt that underneath everything and in. But if I decide that later I want to keep this set up, I'll have a wagon there ready, or a train station ready for coal. So I'll take this probably right now. I'm just going to connect it right here at the start. That way I can just have a wagon, a train that I can go and connect to all my other lines to, so I don't have to drive my tank all over, since the tank's not the fastest. It's not slow, but it's definitely not fast. So that is the current goal. And I think I don't know if I did this last hour when you guys were watching, but I got the train tracks down here fed into the main line, which you can't see it right there, but this is fed right into the main line, so they can pick up everything and go to Woo Woo Fuel and get themselves fueled up for the moment until I end up getting situated. So This 3.8 million copper is probably going to go pretty quick once I start plugging a lot of that into just the low density structures on top of doing green, red, and processing units as well. So that's going to go quick. I also think that the petroleum. The petroleum that I bring over here, I'll probably just turn the excess petroleum into solid fuel and just fuel all of these tanks from this thing with petroleum. Because why not? Or with solid fuel. Because solid fuel is going to be quicker anyway than running it with coal. I think twice the, or not twice the acceleration, but I think it's 140. 120 for the acceleration speed and 5% top speed. So might as well just use it. I got plenty of petroleum and I'm going to have plenty of petroleum. Might as well just use it and make these trains move a little quicker and keep resources moving. So I think that's it for this hour. I don't think there's a lot else going on. So yeah, if you like it, check it out on Twitch as I'm playing live, or just like the video on YouTube if you're enjoying, and let me know what you think. Catch you guys in another hour, and hopefully I'll have this all set up, and possibly, if I get my butt moving, I'll have the all the materials being made, which will be really cool, because then I'll be able to start researching all these yellow pack things that I can't do yet. Like I've been talking about my energy weapons damage and shooting speed for the lasers and stuff like that. That'll be clutch. And some more worker robot speed, some more mining productivity. It'll be cool. Then I can work on the purple packs and be done with science. Sort of. Anywho, catch you in an hour. Thank you all for watching and hanging out with me. Peace. Welcome back again. 20 hours and 1 minute. I almost lost it again. I'm setting up here my, I think I got this evened up. Yeah. All the unloading at the moment. I decided, I took my petroleum from, I guess we can go take a peek over here. Set up just a small little station here to pick up all three of the fluids. The petroleum, the light oil, the heavy oil, and the water. Not using light oil at the moment, so it's just it's just there in case I decide I'm gonna need it for something later, which I probably will. Who knows what? But I brought this petroleum here, and I'm feeding the chemical plant with the petroleum out of these tanks to make solid fuel to feed all the trains. I currently don't have any of the trains set up. 1, 2, 3. I'm just getting my spacing down for these. 1, 2, 3 for all these whoozy whatsits. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm losing my mind. But yeah, I'm just gonna get all the spacing down for these, and I'm thinking I'm gonna bring all these lines down and turn. I think I'm gonna turn to the right, and I'm gonna just go out this way for right now. Yeah. Or do I just go straight down? Actually, maybe I'll just go straight down. Because this is going to build straight down. This is going to... I have plenty of room here to build down. In case I end up expanding this out a little bit more. Who knows? But down's probably actually better because I have all this space that I'm literally not going to be using for anything. So I'll just build everything over here. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, I think I like that better, actually. So that's what we are doing at the moment. I'm setting up just all these unloads, so I'm ready to roll with them. Decide if I want to... where are we? Which train station? Steel I have going. The green circuits and the red circuits. I don't know if I want to just bring the copper down and make them on site. But I probably shouldn't do that because I know I'm going to need... to make the processing units, I'm going to need a lot. But I think the only thing down here that I'm really using circuits for are the electric engines and the processing units. So, like, I don't really need... like, I don't need them for low-density structures. I need them for flying robot frames and electric units, so that's a couple. I need them for processing units, and that's where they all come from. So it's, yeah, just low-density structures, processing units, and flying robot frames. So it's not a whole lot. So maybe I will just make them as I need them. Set up like a small, like I have here. Just a small little setup to make them as I need them. Because I'm going to chew through a lot of those, though, and a lot of copper. So we'll see what happens. I think that's all that's really gone on in the past hour. Maybe I sort of set up a second line here to pick up steel, which is not producing steel at the rate at which I thought it would, but that's okay. I think it actually just sent my train. Where is my train? Did it just show up when I wasn't looking? Nope. I don't know. Maybe I didn't actually put a train down. I don't actually think I put a train down. Yeah, that's actually what's happened. I didn't put a train down yet because I didn't have any. Haha! So I'm gonna make some engines over here, and that way I can get a couple more trains. But I think I have enough trains on me to go to do the rest of these. I need 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have 4 trains on me. I need 4, so I'm good on trains. So it's really just setting up stuff. And once I get this set up, I'll be able to start doing some more researches and having the ability to make and do more whatever I need to do for the base. But getting the processing units or getting the high-tech science or the utility science out of the way is going to feel good, because then I'll be able to expand my base even more with higher researches. Because like I said before, I think a little bit more laser turret shooting speed and a little bit more energy weapon damage is going to be the ticket to really feeling comfortable against spider attacks. Because right now they still actually are attacking and doing... They're not doing damage yet. I think I just repaired everything there. This is probably where the most is. Yeah, they still sort of can break through. This turret's almost going to die, but whatever. Not worried about it. Yeah, like this guy's taking a beating. Where some of the more... I've taken out a few bases, so I'm trying to think where... I mean, we're doing okay, actually. They're actually not really... Any of them are taking a beating yet. I'm not polluting a lot yet either, so... 50-50 on that one. We'll see what happens. Catch me in the next hour. If you like it, let me know. If you want to see it happen live, just check it out on Twitch. I'll be on there pretty much all quarantine. Have a good one, guys. See you soon. Thanks.